Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how I made this little project. It's a very, very clean and simple little card, which is my signature style. Some of you will know if you've followed me for a while. The problem with clean and simple cards is they might look easy, but actually they do sometimes require quite a lot of precision, and this is the case in this one. So I'm just going to show you how I made it. It looks very simple, but actually it did take me a little while to work out where exactly to put my letters to make it this effective. So you might want to watch. I'll give you all the measurements and everything you need as we go through. So there's a little square card. I found some square cards in my stash the other day, so I thought I might just make a few square cards to use the envelopes. So yep, there we go. So let's put this to one side. We're going to take a sheet of thick Whisper White. Here's my thick, no, not Whisper White. Oh, I need to stop saying that. It's basic white. Sadly, the factory that made our Whisper White card went out of stock. Right, I'm going to cut this at 12.5. My card is going to be 12.5 centimeters square, or if you work in inches, and I know a lot of my American followers do, it's 4 7/8 square. So I've cut it at 12.5 centimeters. I'm then going to score at 12.5 centimeters, and then I'm going to burnish that score line, and then I can just trim, and I can see where I need to trim there. So you could cut it at 25 if you wanted to, or a 2, 4, 7, 8, 8, 9, 7, oh, I can't work it out. Anyway, you need 2 lots of 4 and 7/8 to do it. My poor brain is tired at the minute, can't do that kind of mental maths. There we go. Right, so that's my card blank, all done, very nice. I still need my trimmer, so I'm just going to leave that in place. What I am going to do is, because I've cut this with my trimmer, I'm going to go round and just burnish the sides, which will get rid of the little lip. So as the blade goes along, it kind of pushes the card down, and you get a little lip, and I don't like that. I think some people just ignore it, but I like to just burnish the sides to get rid of it, and then it all feels really nice and smooth all the way around there. Right, the next thing I need is a piece of basic black cardstock, and I'm going to cut a square that is 11 centimeters square, or if you're working in inches, in imperial, it's 4 1/4 inches square. Sometimes it's not easy to do these calculations to convert, because you end up getting really stupid little bits of inches or whatever. But this one worked out all right. So there's my square of black, and then I need a square of, doesn't need to be our thick Whisper White this time, so this is just our normal Whisper White, and this is going to be 10.5 square. Like so. So what I'm going to do, actually no, I'm not going to put these together yet, because if I mess up, I don't want to mount this on here and then onto here and then start sticking, because if I mess it up, I've then lost the whole of the card blank. Whereas if I just do it on here, if I mess it up, this will be all that I've messed up. So I'm going to take my square. Now this is where the important measuring bit comes, because you need to be placing your letters in exactly the right place. I've already die cut my letters. I didn't think you needed to see me doing that on camera. I used my mini cut and emboss, and I'll show you the remnants of the glitter card. This is our rainbow glitter card, and I'll show you the remnants, which will show you how I managed to get them all a different colour. So here is the piece of glimmer paper. So it goes from yellow through orange and pink down to purple. And this is where I placed my letters to get all of those colours. So THDAY. And then the first 3 letters of my card, blue, bluey green and green. So I just placed them on the glitter card like that. I'm going to probably use these spaces in between to cut some more letters so that I don't waste any of that cardstock. And the star is this one, so it's the second big, so not the tiny one, the second biggest one from the Stitched Stars set, and it's cut out of our black glimmer paper. Right, now let's get measuring. So take a ruler. You need to measure either 4 centimetres or 1 5/8 inches. So 4 centimetres. This is going to help you position your letters in exactly the right place. And then I have got a piece of post-it tape. You could use an ordinary post-it note to do this. I find it really useful because it will just guide you, and then you can just peel it off. So I've stuck that down. I'm going to rub out my pencil marks. I don't want those on there. And then what I'm going to do is on my post-it note, I'm going to mark from this end 2.5 centimetres, and from this end 8 centimetres. This is where the first letter is going to go, and this is the end of the third letter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tweezers. Oh, and in inches, those measurements are 1 inch from this end, and then along to 3 1/8 to there. So basically, it's an inch or 2.5 centimetres in from each end. So I am now going to. Now, I think a lot of people, when they look at these clean and simple cards, they don't realise how careful you have to be with placement to make the design look right. This was my 3rd attempt at putting these letters down in the right place when I made this card. So it's not always as easy as you think. You might think this is an easy beginner card, but you do need to measure quite carefully. So that's going there. I'm going to do the R next because I want the I. Now, this row is the most difficult because the I, being such a slim letter, doesn't take up much space, but you have to allow enough space for the other lines where the letters are fatter. So this is going where my 8.5 is. So you can see that's quite a big gap there to put my I in. You can see on this card there is quite a big gap there. But now that we've done all of that, we can take our I. And I've just put, sorry, I didn't show you, I've just put a little bit of Tombow on a it's actually a Pringles lid, which I use all the time. I obviously eat far too many Pringles. And then I'm just dabbing it on with a cocktail stick. And then you can just centre your eye like so. And then we're going to do the same thing. Going to measure this time from the top of the panel. We're going to measure down to 6.2 centimetres. I need my glasses on to do this. Can't quite see the tiny measurements on here. And then put this on here again. Now I don't need to do the side measurements because I can use these letters as a guide. So it doesn't matter if I haven't centred my post-it note, my post-it tape quite well. So now I need the T. So I find this the easiest way. If you use the Tombow as it comes out of the tube, I find it might come out too quickly. There we go. So just line that up. And then the D. I always do the 2 outside letters first and then the centre one. So the centre one can be really in the middle, equidistant from the other 2. A lot of people comment on me using a cocktail stick. Apparently it's now the Chapman method. Somebody told me the other day. So there you go. Started a trend, hopefully. And then A can go. Oh no, not A. H. Help if I could spell birthday, wouldn't it? There we go. Right, there we go. You've all been loving the new catalogue, I have to say. Lots of you have ordered. Don't forget that we've got Celebration on at the moment, so if you're thinking about ordering, now is a great time to do it. I don't think my eye is quite straight, but it's too late now. So now is a great time to order because you get freebies for every £45 you spend. So, oh, I knocked my H. Doesn't look quite straight, and that's not quite dry, so I can. So just take yourself back from it a little bit and just check that you think that you've got them centered. And then this one is going to be at 8.4 centimetres. So in inches, it's 1 5/8, 2 1/2, and 3 3/8. In centimetres, it's 4, 6, 6, 2, and now it's 8, 4. And that will mean that you'll get your letters laid out nicely for this size. You can play around, you can do it by eye. Some people might be able to do this. I found I needed to have some measurements to help me. So I mark it in pencil, put the post-it note down, and then I remove the pencil marks in case I need to glue where the pencil marks are. There we go. So yeah, this just means that you get a lovely thin layer of glue on these letters, and it's not all squidging out and making marks on your card. So there's my A. Let's put the star on. Just needed another character to fill in the space because the birthday only has 9 letters. So I just sort of star kind of filled it in quite nicely. I guess you could use a flower if you don't have stars in your stash. I guess you could use a little flower there. Maybe a balloon, maybe a little birthday present if you've got a set with a birthday present, or you could just cut a square and add some thin strips to make a present, I guess. There we go. There, and that's all our letters positioned nicely. There, you can see that's worked really well. Right, now the last thing that we need to do is to do this happy. So like I said, I'm using this happy from the Happiest of Birthdays. I'm going to just stamp the whole thing and then cut out the happy. So let me find a little scrap of Whisper White. I don't want to use a great big bit because I don't want to waste any cardstock. So I'll just use this bit. And I need a block. And I need some Memento ink. And I need a bit of scrap paper because this is going to overlap and I don't want to spoil my grid paper. So I've got about 6 other videos to do today and I'm hoping not to have to change my grid paper over too often. There we go. So just ink up your stamp and then stamp. Remember, you don't need all of it. You're just going to need the happy. So it doesn't matter if it goes off. And then I just did this with my snips. So just snipped up the side, up the side. And I just liked this happy. I thought it was reminiscent of the Playful Alphabet. Did I say these are the Playful Alphabet dies? Maybe I forgot to say that. They've been so useful. If you haven't got them yet, I would say they're one of the things that you definitely need to have in your stash. And then that is just going up there. So again, hold with tweezers. A little bit of Tombow on the back here. And then we can get to gluing our card together. And it's just a nice, clean and simple card, suitable for lots of people, lots of different people. It's not quite far enough over. I'm just going to move that a bit. Just take my, I have to see it from a distance to make sure I'm happy that it's in the middle. That's fine. So let's put this together. It's unlike me, I know, to make a card that's exactly the same as the one that I showed you at the beginning, but on this occasion I have done. So I'm going to take some Tombow in a tube, which I've forgotten to get out. So where's my Tombow? Where is my Tombow? Oh, there it is, right at the back of the drawer. So a little bit of Tombow on here. Take it quite close to the edge. And then again, use a cocktail stick to smooth that out, and then you can bring it all the way to the edge so there won't be any raising up of little bits of cardstock at the edge. If you don't get that quite there, just take a little bit more. Just smooth that out and you won't get any ink, any adhesive bubbling out. Just need to be a bit careful mounting this because we want all the borders to be equidistant. like so. And then this is just going to mount on here. And again, just spread it out. And then you just want to position this so it's central, so the space all around is the same, if you can do that. And there is one clean and simple happy birthday card, but put together with precision to make sure that they are spaced around nicely. Right, that's it from me today. Hope you've enjoyed that little project, and I hope I've made you see that sometimes things aren't all as that they seem. They can be more tricky to make, but worth it in the end, I think. Hope you've enjoyed watching that project. See, I've got a slightly wider board around this one than I had on that one. That was unintentional, but I don't think it really matters too much. Actually, I quite prefer this one. That's it from me today. Anything that you'd like to purchase can be bought from my Stampin' Up shop below. Don't forget that with all my customers, if you use my code, I will send you a free gift, a free product gift next month. You get a handmade card, you get a free little, either usually a chocolate gift or a stationery gift that I package nicely. And then you also get a product gift as well if you use my code. So don't forget to do that. My code is always on my blog. Link will be below to my blog, but if you need it, just email me. I'd be happy. Or if you've got any questions, just email me. I'm always glad to hear from my customers or potential customers or just anyone that wants to make a comment. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very, very soon. Bye for now.